The Lower Mainland Accounting Network is open to all students, with a specific target to minors, not just those in their first or second year, but even people that are graduating high school and need to know of the certain pitfalls that can be avoided. We look to help all reach their goals and gain employment more handedly, and are open to all all students, not just KPU students like ASK. We chose this SDG because it promotes sustainable economic growth in the society. I've mentioned in the previous slides that there are a lot of unanswered questions that a lot of youth have trouble with and they don't realize till the very end. I myself was one of those students. And basically, if I can know of things that can help avoid pitfalls, it can make my journey to becoming a CPA more easy and a lot less stressful. And a lot of people can avoid dropping out or just having to rerun circles or whatnot. And a lot of society that are wanting to become CPA can also reach their goals from learning from more senior levels. Especially if you were a minor, you could learn a thing or two from your seniors. A person who's taking first or second year level course or no courses, just graduating from high school, can learn a lot from a third or fourth year perspective, or even anyone else who's just a higher level. And even third and fourth year students can learn a thing or two from another. This can help promote sustainable economic growth because if one person was to rise, then the whole society rises as far as economic growth is concerned. Starting with a resume building. What is a resume? Well, it seems very self-explanatory, but realistically, it's not. So basically, this is devoted to help students prevent the do's and don'ts, and basically make it easier for employers to see, okay, what this candidate is all about, what are their skills and whatnot, and making it more uh, efficient for employers to see. Now, what to put on a resume? So basically, you should always start off by putting your contact information, your name, contact information on a resume, email, phone number, and this should be done in a certain order. And basically, then you should begin with, well, what I would personally do is put an educational background, like I went to Quantland from this year to this year, where I went, and basically the address of the school you went to. And also, while your job experience is also important, you should also include where you've worked, the length of the job, and also like you should go in terms of okay, where your most recent job to your very to the from your most recent to your least most recent job in that order. You can also add in some personal achievements such as awards, certificates, and that feel that your employer would like to see. And also, it's very important in the sense that you don't want to give a dry resume where like it's just basically very general that if it fits the norm as everybody else handing in a resume. You want to really compete, not necessarily compete, but uh, really like be different in a way. The classic mistakes on a resume is okay, you overwhelm your employer by adding so much information that they get lost. They go like, okay, I'm not gonna read all of this. So basically keep it concise, keep it simple, and try to avoid using the same word over and over and try not to make a word salad out of it. Remember to be honest, lying on your resume or even trying to like manipulate some detail, it's not gonna work out very well. Networking is a very important way to meet people. And basically, you can start off with it small. You can go to a small local coffee shop or anything like that. Try to socialize with people and build that skill of not sounding like a script. So it could be making small talk. Hey, how was your day? That sort of thing. And getting to really understand the different demographic of people that you're working with, and also learn about industries, companies, and job opportunities. And a lot of the employment that you try to seek is found through networking. How to ask questions. So this is a very important tip of networking. So basically, remember to always ask meaningful questions. Asking questions like, "What is your favorite color? What's your favorite car?" and stuff like that may not be relevant to the subject unless if you started to connect on a personal note. Like one of the recruiters at a networking event, him and I started started talking about our favorite basketball team because he brought up a subject in regards to him wanting uh, to go on vacation and see his favorite basketball team. We connected on that note. But off topic, asking questions like what made you choose accounting, where did you go to school, any advice you might have for me trying to pursue a CPA route, seeing how they're senior to I am, and stuff. Questions like this will be very helpful. A common mistake that a lot of people make when networking is like attending and exiting a networking situation. So basically, first impressions is everything in this scenario. You're really like selling yourself to somebody for the time. You want to be very polite, you want to be respectful, firm handshake, and you don't ever want to overshadow anybody. So when it's time to like attend, be respectful, do your due diligence, introduce yourself, and remember the difference between arrogance and confidence. You don't want to overstep on anybody and just try to show off in a way. And when it comes down to exiting, always politely thank the employer or potential employer for their time and shake their hand before you leave. To become a chartered professional accountant in Canada, you follow a clear but rigorous pathway. First, you need an undergraduate degree along with 14 prerequisite courses. Once that's complete, you enroll in the CPA Professional Education Program, which is called PEP, which is a part-time graduate level program designed to build advanced accounting and business skills. At the same time, you gain 30 months of approved practical experience in a relevant role. The final academic hurdle is passing the Common Final Examination, also known as CFE. The 3-day exam that tests everything you've learned. Once all of this is complete, you apply to your provincial CPA body, and upon approval, you officially earn your CPA designation. To conclude, the Lower Mainland Accounting Network came about to answer questions for a lot of the youth or anybody in first or second year from all the Lower Mainland, not just Kwanlin Polytechnic University, just how which is something that KSA is very familiar with. We look to answer these questions so a lot of youth find an easier pathway to reach their CPA. I myself had it the hard way. I didn't know a lot about CPA until I got to my second or third year, and I had to find out the hard way. And by taking a bunch of courses that I did probably didn't need, really course planning wasn't the best and stuff like that. So basically, this accounting network is to help students have it easier, and by having it easier, they can also learn about what the CPA requisites, networking skills, building a resume, having how to answer questions, anything in particular that can help them gain employment or co-op positions or internships, and having that made so much easier. And a lot of students, they don't have mentors in their life to tell them a lot about this specific field. Myself included. When I was in my first year, I didn't have any family member that was an accountant that I could really look to and ask them questions if I needed it. Having a network program like this helps a lot of younger youth have accessibility to elder seniors that may be in their third or fourth year that know a lot more, or just know want to learn a little bit, or even the third and fourth years that need to want to connect with one another and learn a little bit from each other. We are the mentors providing answers to youth so they save time and reach their goals in a more opportunistic time frame. With these various services that we're providing youth is a direct contribution to our SDG, sustainable economic growth, because the youth benefit and we see results in society wanting to pursue the CPA. That concludes my presentation. Thank you all for listening.